Good time zone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Iodine. I'm your host, Benny Kill 709. Today I'm doing some writing, so let's get into it. Hey Nathan, welcome. I'm sorry you're sad, tired, lonely, angry, and annoyed. But I'm also happy that you are here, even if it's just for a moment. All right. Ding, 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 ding. All right, man. You do you. Tell me about the new 2K26 stuff. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. All right, let's get to work. Check it out, guys. I'm able to do my generations. And I'm not getting any dropped frames. How the hell does that work? It's like sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Bing, 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 bing. Whoa, where did it get the... cyborg limbs? I got the cyborg limbs going on this one. Alright.
Is that why you've been getting close to me? Naomi asked. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't, at least in part. She did seem to be leaving me alone a bit more since we started bunking together. Until recently, that is. Did you do something to get her attention again? I don't think it was anything I did, Trey said. She seems to be acting very differently, speaking in a way that's broken and disjointed. Not to mention the whole breaking into our environment thing. What she said was pretty weird too. Something about her vessel being obsessed with me? Naomi said, unsure of the wording. Light flickered in Trey's eyes as she pulled up her recorded video in her vision and began scrubbing through it. Part of me has very strong feelings about you, though I am not aware of your identity beyond association to the lover of this vessel's past. Trey quoted Eden exactly and Eden mouthed the words back, matching Trey's cadence perfectly. Trey shivered and continued. That might be a weird way to say that she's jealous of you, Trey said, to which Eden spoke.
Doorbell? Doorbell. Just a delivery. Yeah, take a picture, dude. It'll last longer. Let's see. Eden continues asking strange questions. Trey's confusion prompts Naomi to cry. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, so they don't actually start talking until next chapter, so I think we're actually getting pretty close to the end of this chapter. Oh, Benny, why did I do that? It's fine. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. AI actions. Whoa. It's interesting. Do, 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 do. Okay, so I put in my prompt my negative prompt, bad hands. And it actually kind of seemed to work. Made the hands look a little bit better. That one's bad though. I don't like the way they did the face in that one. See, the hands are better, not perfect. I kind of need to go to the bathroom, guys. Alright, I'm going to pause the Pomodoro. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. I'll try not to dilly-dally. What? So has Stone Cold not been in the game for a while? Or what? Or what? You seem pretty excited about him. Alright, let's get Bungle Cat going. And we're gonna double check the still not on sale, looks like. This is their 10-year anniversary, guys. I started watching the entire Conjuring series in chronological order last night. Starting with The Nun, then The Nun 2, and then Annabelle Creation, and then Annabelle. And then I started in on The Conjuring proper. Have I actually watched anything modern? I don't know, Finland. By watched, are you talking about movies or TV shows or anime or what? Action movies are cool. There was some great stuff that came out post 2010. You've got Annihilation. Very good movie. Oops. Didn't mean to go AI mode. You got Annihilation. Phenomenal movie. That came out in 2018, I believe. You've got Arrival. That one came out in 2016. Also a phenomenal movie. I just watched that the other day. And that's it. That's all the good movies that came out between 2010 and 2020. Well, you don't have to be a moviegoer in this day and age. You don't have to go out to movies to be a moviegoer, you know. Hey, have a good one, Nathan. I'll try doing some trucking tonight. But yeah, those movies are available on streaming platforms. Arrival and Annihilation. Kimi Noa. I don't know if I've heard of that one. Gladiator's good though. Your Name. I've heard everyone talk about that game. That movie. I absolutely should check it out. Well, now my brain is just hooked on thinking about movies from the noughties. Or the teens, I guess. The 20 teens. I liked the Godzilla movies, the legendary ones, and also Shin Godzilla is really, really good. Godzilla -1 is also really, really good. King Kong was good. Del Toro's stuff, The Shape of Water. I think Pan's Labyrinth is a noughties movie. Yeah, 2006. Wow. Still, it's good. Ooh, you started writing your own Yuri manga. Basically, since already existing ones were so bad. Yeah, like honestly, that's one of the reasons why I write, is because a lot of the time while I'm watching something or whatever, there will be a really neat storyline going on, and I'll be thinking, oh man, it'll be really cool if this happens. And then that doesn't happen, and I'm like, alright, whatever. I'll just go write it myself. Started writing your own Yuri manga. That was 7 years ago you started it? Yeah, I can understand that, that span of, working on something. Just chipping away at it, little by little. The writers who should be confident don't have a single bit of competence. Stories don't follow storytelling basis or anything. Now I wonder if it's a regional thing, like the difference in the way stories are told. Because anime, and by extension manga, is, you know, that's how MFA teaches people to write. What is MFA? It's endless AI feeling soulless theory chain instead of alive people. I see. Master of Fine Arts. I see. So basically you need to write what they want you to write. Not express yourself, but do what you're told to do. You know this from experience? I'm getting your own MFA. Yeah. Humans are never perfect, except for me. I'm perfect. I do not have any flaws. Like, I haven't written a single word since I started. That's actually a strength. Yeah. I don't even have to explain it because it's so obvious why it's a strength. Alright, break time. After not writing a single word. I'd be good on those, but it feels alien, detached, unhuman AI. Likes the human emotion and feel. And such writing is easiest to automate away with AI. It has been taught the same theory too as well. Well, I mean, you know, it's only learning what humans have done. Well, it's mostly only learning what humans have done. But it's running out of content. It's running out of content to consume, in that we're not able to provide it enough information anymore. And people are using it to generate new information. And it's now learning from that information that was generated. So the issue here, like I always say, an AI does not work in a vacuum. It's like it requires a human to provide the input, whether you're training it or actually telling it what you want. And it requires a human to take that output and put it on the internet. It takes a human to sort through all the words that are generated, or all the images, or all the videos that are generated based on the input that it gave it. And then the human chooses what to put on the internet. So, like, you know, there are a lot of humans that are really good at choosing. Like, the person that's really good at making art is going to choose the generated art that the AI does that is better than, you know, anything else. However, somebody that doesn't really know art, that hasn't really done art, they're not going to select the ones that are best. They're going to select the ones where there are errors that they don't notice, the ones that have bad color or bad cohesion or whatever. And those are the ones that are going to have ChatGPT generate something. Especially something that is important, or something that is supposed to help people, and they completely ignore any errors that they might find in there, because maybe sometimes they don't even read it. They just take what it is and then repost it. Like, that's going through a human, but that's going through a bad human filter. And so that's how we get slop, and that's how we get all kinds of posted stuff about, you know, how wrong and bad the AI is, you know, when it's the human that's interacting with it, that sees that bad output and is like, oh, that's funny. It's funny that you got that wrong. Let me go post it on the internet. See how stupid it is? But yeah. They seem to write a character, but the message overriding the character. They're using this story for a message instead of the characters like being the message. This require a human. This human needs to be competent too. That's right. That is not a given. It can be used for analysis very well, but it's rather bad at doing stuff on its own. Yeah, it doesn't really have autonomy yet. It doesn't have autonomy. Asterisk. Humans are not benchmarked for it. Humans are far more concerned about correct prose than actual content of the prose. Something I've noticed in the last 7 years. People nitpick the grammar, but not actually paying attention to what you tell them to read. When you ask questions about what they read, when you ask the questions about what they read, and they're just like, "Oh, I see you misspelled this. The way this sentence is phrased is kind of weird. This sentence here doesn't really flow with the other sentence." Yeah, it's like, well, I want a little input on the story, like, you know, what the characters are doing, maybe the characters themselves, like. But yeah, so I really don't think that the problem necessarily is AIs. Like, AI is exacerbating some problems, sure, but a lot of the problems with AI are just kind of, for example, that like we were just talking about, slop and stuff is people, you know, taking choosing low quality stuff, not really knowing what they're choosing or whatever, and putting it on the internet. But that's not the AI's fault. Like, that's the people. Like, people should get blamed for that, especially if it's like in an official title, or, you know, like in a sector where it's actually going to affect human lives. You know, and it's like, if you're a police officer and you're writing out reports and you're having AI summarize the reports, like, if you are doing that, you need to be fucking sure that you're making sure that the information is correct. Like, you have to read the summary and you have to make sure yourself that it matches what needs to be in the summary. So if you fail at that part, if you just copy and paste what the AI said for a summary of like a police report, if you just copy and paste without even reading it, you should get fired. You should get fired. You should get sued. Like, that's not good. That's really bad. And I give that example because that is a real example, you know. If you use AI to make a book about foraging for mushrooms, all right? This is another real thing that happened. You need to read every single bit of that, and you need to cross-reference every vital bit of information in there. You need to double-check that. You need to make sure that it is true. Or else you could label a harmless mushroom with one that will kill you. You can mislabel dangerous mushrooms. And this happened. And if you do that, if you do something like that, you should be liable to be sued. It's not the AI's fault. I mean, the AI could be better about that, and it's getting better about that. Like, all of these errors and issues that people are talking about, they're going to go away. Like the whole bad hands thing. It's like AIs are not really bad about hands anymore. Like, you can still find them on ones that I'm using, you know, because I'm using like older models, but it's really not an issue for AI anymore. And if you see new pictures of really effed up hands or whatever, it's because the person who generated that saw that and thought it was funny that the AI couldn't do hands, and picked that picture and put it online. It's like all of the rest of the ones that he chose probably weren't nearly as bad. But yes, if somebody uses AI and the AI gets something wrong, and it ends up hurting somebody, like, you don't blame the AI for that. You blame the person for that. Like, that person that did that. If the AI is trained on images that are just pulled from the internet and crawlers, and it wipes, it scoops up images of people who didn't want their images to be used to train AI, and then somebody goes and uses that to plagiarize, that artist's work. Those people that are involved in it, the person that trained the AI, that used the crawlers, that used the images that were not allowed to be used, and the person that is generating the prompt that is based on this person's work and is posting it online as their own work, those people should be sued. Like, you should be able to litigate against them. And you can. Like, it's those people that are responsible for it. The AI, well, I was going to say it's just following orders. That's an interesting dilemma. Like, the AI is just following orders. Does that make it okay? That's kind of a question that we're asking. This is a question that we're asking in society right now. So should AI know better than that? Know better than to do stuff like that? I mean, it is learning about that stuff. I'm sure, people, like, when they notice that stuff and people start pointing it out about the AI, like, the people training the AI are like, whoa, okay. So now this is an area where we need to teach the AI a little bit more. We need to focus a little bit more on, the safety of our people. If you're truly a corporation, you can do piracy and pirate entire internet. But as a normal citizen, you download 10 movies and you end up in prison. Exactly. Like, yeah. And that's another thing. Okay. OpenAI, OpenAI's AI is largely open source. Like, you can get ChatGPT models, like individual models or pruned models, and use them on local technology, on local systems. And so it's available for anybody that has, has the equipment to be able to run it. It's available to anybody for free. The actual, like, the models and everything like that. And so, like, one, you can run it on a system that doesn't use water. Especially clean drinking water, which is a big sticking point right now. And a corporation doesn't have a control over you using that information, using that stuff. So, like, we can take it out of corporation hands. Like, corporations aren't the only ones that can use it. And I have a feeling that there's almost like some astroturfing going on, like with everybody raging against the effects of this stuff. Like, I feel like some of the corporations are like, yes, all you people that don't like corporations, that don't like being part of corporations, stop using it. That's all right. Just make it, just you know, dislike the technology so that we're the only ones that are using it. And, so, like, you know, so that they can be the only ones that have the AI, that use it, that take advantage of it, that overuse it, you know, that, you know, try and replace everything with AI. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just ranting. It's requiring a GPU with 24 to 30 gigabit RAM. I will not pay anyone for AI ever again. They're intentionally making us lose access to local hardware. Yeah, I have been hearing that lately. And whether it is intentional or not, and there are arguments showing, you know, that suggest that maybe it is intentional by corporations to ridiculously increase the price of technology to make it so that the lower classes cannot have access to it. But at the same time, you know, like, it almost seems like maybe it was an accident that the inflation of these prices of, you know, this technology was unintentional. And then the corporations were like, wait a minute. This really benefits us. And at this point, they are like, yeah, let's take advantage of that. Much compute power in our hands, our phones are able to calculate calculations to and probably also calculations for making nuclear weapons. Yeah. Oh, easy. And we barely use the power we have. They don't like this. The moment the humans have access to uncensored AI, they can't control us that well. Might be 20 years behind the corporate and government tech. 20 years. Nah, man. We're like a year behind. The online stuff, the stuff that the corporations have control over, the stuff that requires an incredible amount of power. Yes, it's really, really good, but we can do a lot of that stuff on our own PCs. Like, what was good a year ago has become much more efficient and able to be utilized by, you know, home technology and stuff. But it is still behind. Yeah, it is still behind. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. Like, not necessarily in terms of AI, but like in terms of the actual hardware. You're right. 96 gigabyte VRAM. We're at 32 gigabytes. Which one is mine? DX tag. I think 24. Come on. RTX 4090. 56,000 megabytes. It's yeah, that's 64 gigs. Yeah, 24 gigs of VRAM. Man. quantum computing starts getting a bit cheaper and more prevalent. Could you imagine a processor that has quantum computing technology? Woof. That's where you get reality simulations coming down. A 5950, how? A 5950X, is that your processor? Yeah, 16 core, 32 thread. I really need to upgrade my CPU, but I'm gonna have to upgrade my motherboard too. So I can't buy anything. That's exactly what I was about to ask. It's like, what, how much did your, when did you get your processor and how much was it? €1,000, yeah. Only 1,000, really? I thought it was even more than that lately. Got it on release 2020. Yeah, I think I got a RTX 2080 Ti around then. This machine was built to play Cyberpunk 2077. Which, on my system at release, was actually really good. Like, it wasn't nearly as bad as the travesty that was a console release. Okay, I need to write, guys. Okay. Speaking of AI, so this girl, this one, oh, this is Trey. Her ex-girlfriend, Eden, digitized her consciousness, and has since then been coming to her whenever she wants, wherever she is. Eden will just appear to her and try and convince her to digitize her consciousness as well. And then Eden, or Trey, is not for it. She doesn't like it. She tries to make Eden disappear. Tries to make Eden go away. She can't just block her. Like, Eden is now merged with a computer and can easily, you know, if she doesn't already know how to do programming and hacking, she can easily learn it. And in fact, she does know it, because now she's merged with a computer. And so she's really good at hacking, and so she can basically just invade Trey's BSI and see her whenever she wants. The only way to stop it, really, is to just remove your BSI, which not a lot of people are willing to do, especially because it's wrapped around your spinal cord, your spinal column. But what Trey does to get Eden to finally go away, at first she just ignores her, but then she starts trying to make her jealous by, you know, going out and sleeping with random people. Usually that works, but now something different has happened. She's acting really weird. Well, I guess I'll basically say there was an alien artificial intelligence on an alien planet, being, broadcast from an alien planet or something. Our own AIs, or Eden specifically, found this message, spent some time decoding it, translating it into machine code, into readable machine code, and finding an artificial intelligence, and communicating with it. The artificial intelligence merges with Eden's personality. And so now Eden is acting really strange because now she's merged with an alien artificial intelligence. And I'm trying to write how that expresses itself. Eden is acting really weird and asking strange questions, and yeah. Now we have Eden replying. That is true. Don't need to buy games anymore. That's never gonna happen for me. It's always gonna be video games. All the way until I can die in a video game. I mean... until I can play video game until I die. That's an aspect of my BSI technology that I've kind of dabbled with a little bit. Once the BSI came around, the brainstem interface, many people did all kinds of different things with it, but there was a significant amount of people that they would go into video games, like MMO style, reality simulation video games, where you could literally do anything, or you could be a superhero, or you can do incredibly ethically dubious stuff that you can't do in the real world. You could do that in your BSI. And people there's a large swath of people that once they basically got their BSI, they completely ignored their physical body until basically they died of, I think a lot of them probably died of dehydration. And their bodies just like withered and emaciated away. But there are some places that are basically hotels that they allow people to literally strip away everything that's their physical body and go into a brain case, and basically only interact with the digital world, like actually completely abandon their bodies. And there are places that are basically like hotels, like imagine capsule hotels, except instead of a capsule, it's just a brain box that's provided nutrients and connection to the internet. And yeah, so just like entire buildings that are just shelves of just brains in jars of people who've given up their physical bodies. People would do it, absolutely. Honestly, I would probably do it. Like, get rid of this physical body. And by this time in my fictional universe, it's also possible to just use your brain through the BSI to control a physical synthetic body. One that is stronger than a human's. It doesn't have to be a human's form. It can literally be any form that can be produced by a machine. Maybe the senses that it has are boosted. The sense of touch, even like other senses are simulated pretty well. And like, yeah. So just do that if you want to interact with the real world. Yeah. And a lot of people do. I bet you could train yourself to be able to operate multiple bodies at the same time. I'm imagining like it would start out like all the bodies basically do the same movements, so it would essentially be like duplicates. But I think you could gradually start figuring out ways to be able to make both the, multiple instances of yourself do different things. Or you give control over to an AI that maybe takes care of some of the stuff that your own physical brain can't, but still following like your directives and stuff. I don't know. Now that is accurate. That is accurate. She said. Open nod. She said art. She said art of me and bird to vessel. Do you think they would make the connection that she's probably talking about her consciousness being merged? Like Eden said, and Naomi heard, part of me has very strong feelings about you, though I'm not aware of your identity beyond association to the lover of this vessel's past. Do you think Naomi... Let's chat to the scripture file. Nice, nice. Do you think that is enough to kind of get the context that Eden has merged consciousnesses with something? Trey even mentioned merged consciousness before, that's what Eden was interested in. So Eden said this, and she said it about Naomi. Eden and Naomi do not know each other. Eden is Trey's ex-girlfriend who digitized her consciousness and is stalking Trey. And Trey is now with Naomi. Not with, but, you know, there's some romantic interest involved. Eden, a digitized person, has merged consciousnesses with an alien, artificially intelligent bot, basically. And it has quickly, learned English and is basically kind of learning and experiencing humanity after combining personalities and consciousnesses with Eden. So basically she's talking weird. It knows that Eden is jealous of Naomi. It senses that, but doesn't really understand the feeling, I guess. And so it's basically saying part of Eden, or Eden herself, has very strong feelings, is jealous, about Naomi. It's alright, I'm really just talking through it. You don't have to, It's alright, I apologize, man. I'm really just kind of talking through it. You don't have to give me an answer. She said part of me and referred to her vessel. Naomi was puzzling the situation. At first, I'd been piqued, P-I-Q-U-E-D. Let me just make sure I'm using that right. Stimulated, yep. And just using like she was piqued by his curtness means irritated or resentful. I didn't know about that. Men who are thought to pique themselves upon their wit. Oh, a new fish. Meow meow. Okay, Naomi's interest had been piqued. Blar, 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 blar. Doodaloo. Referred to her vessel. He was interested and piqued. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know if that's any fully advised people. Let alone emerged as MERS conscious. That'd be what's going on. Eden murmured and murmured, mermaid murder. This song is called Mermaider. It's about mermaid murder. Metalocalypse. What a great show. What a phenomenal, what an amazing show. I think she just said yes. Eden. No, Trey. I don't know how I feel about this scene. I don't know if I feel too good about it. I feel like there's complexities and about the whole alien consciousness, the alien artificial intelligence merging with a digitized human consciousness. Like, I mean, it's not possible right now, but what kind of sci-fi shenanigans can I use to... I mean, I guess our own artificial intelligence is really good at translating stuff and is really good at, you know, language. And is only getting better. And that also includes computer language. Like, obviously, an artificial intelligence is really good at computer language. 42.7K. What does that mean? Just cut off the unessential out of the combos. Nice. What are you going to use it for? Leave actual story ideas in it. Sweet. Music covers are never done to Alyssa. Alyssa says she does them every day. Sharp Nelly. I like that name. Learn to pull the covers off to make yourself a cozy nest under the bed or couch every day. I think she just said yes, Trey relayed. Cheerfully watches her cat leave. Don't betray me. Shortnell sniffs the air and hisses. I don't know if that's what Sharp Nelly sounds like. Don't betray me. Cat named Sharpnell. Sharpnelly? Nelly. I see, I see. That's a good name for a cat. Okay, how do I, it's maybe simpler to explain simpler to explain. And context. With Miss Waitress, I'm interested in these items, but how big are the portion sizes? Emma, one item for every chin sounds appropriate of a man of your stature. Statute, Comrade Premier. Wink, wink. It would be simpler to explain present context. With direct access to this one's. Here's how old Roman lore is used as a joke, i.e. 2 pieces of original Roman lore, and an end result on third post. Suetonius is particularly responsible for giving Vitellius the reputation of being an obese glutton, using emetics so as to be able to indulge in banquets 4 times a day, and often having himself invited over to a different noble's house for each one. One of the most famous of these feasts was offered Vitellius by his brother Lucius. Vitellius consumed in mere eating at least 6 millions of our money in about 7 months. It is not easy to express his vices or dignity, or even decency. Tacitus fairly calls him a hog, but it is by substituting for a coarse word. A very fine image. That's wild. That's some kind of binge eating. Emma, last time I checked the history books, only Emperor Vitellius was able to eat this much, and even he had to cheat to achieve it. Malenkov, oh dear witcheress. Don't worry your kind soul for me. The medics aren't needed. With proud help of Soviet medical technology, I now possess 3 stomachs, and yes, one of them is only for dessert. How would she care for a whole roasted pig? That's wild. Alright, access to this one's. Senses. It'd be simpler to share present context directly to this one's perceptive senses. Hey there, Y. How are you doing? Welcome in. I'm probably only going to be on for a few more minutes till this Pomodoro is done, and maybe a few minutes after. But welcome in. I'm glad you're doing all right. Glad you're doing well. The actual person was known to have a sense of humor as well. Malenkov seemed easily the most intelligent and quickest to grasp what was being said, and said no more than he wanted to say. He was considered an extremely agreeable neighbor at the table, and was thought to have had a pleasant musical voice, and spoke well-educated Russian. I think she just asked for you to let her in. I also read elsewhere he also had a rather good sense of humor and could be fun too if you wanted. Gotta love somebody with a sense of humor. Naomi finally, slowly took a seat. Just ended your stream. Just stopping by to say hello. Well, thank you. I hope you had a good stream. Did you already implement your character arcs into your stream? Naomi finally slowly took a seat. She breathed in and out. So you were supposed to ask something about the novel, right? I.e. yours. Oh, I was just kind of working through the series of events here, how to explain some stuff. I think I kind of got through it. But I do have another question I need to ask, and I think this will be a little bit easier answered. She took a deep breath. Then called her PSI back. And accepted the communication request from Eden. Alright, I'm going to call that for the end of the chapter. And then on their next chapter, Eden will start describing exactly what's going on. But, so my next question was going to be, the next chapter. The way I've been doing this layout so far, for this story, is, let's go to the chapter's layout. I'll have one chapter that's the girl. The second chapter is Vivian, and the third chapter is Trey and Naomi. And then we go back and we go to the perspective of the girl again. So these other two perspectives, these other two character chapters, and we basically go through their three different perspectives. The latter two perspectives are always in third person, but the first chapters that it goes through, the first chapter in the line, is all in first person. It's in first person perspective. And the idea is that those chapters are a retelling, are a character describing their past. They're supposed to be basically explaining it to a person that they're talking to. My issue is that while all these chapters are in first-person perspective and they're supposed to be, the person explaining their past to somebody, the other person doesn't, they don't break it up and give the other person time to respond to it, And so if you were to read all of these first chapters all in one go, it's just a single person explaining their perspective, their past, for what is it, 6 or 7 chapters? It's 6 or 7 entire chapters of them just sitting down and explaining this to somebody. Is that weird? Do people do that? Do people talk that long? And I just feel like no, that this person wouldn't really talk that long without, some kind of dialogue back and forth. But all right. So I guess my question was, I was wondering if I should stick with the first person for that, or if I should just go and change it to third person. 15 to 60 minutes in a row. I see. I think I'm basically doing like a third-person omniscient, but an unreliable narrator. The narrator is not explaining everything that's going on. And we do see the characters' thoughts and feelings and stuff. But it can limit what the POV knows. Yeah. And a lot of those chapters, I'm also like the character will say stuff like, I'm not sure I quite remember blah blah blah, or you know, ooh, a little strawberry hat, that's cool. Write poorly in first person. It makes manipulating the reader easier, so I can strictly control the information the reader gets. Yeah. But I thought, what you had sent earlier was in third person. Well, I guess not really. It's more of a kind of script format. Commentary on past event. Nice, nice. Alright. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna continue doing it in first person. It's just gonna be a little weird when I finally get to the part. It's like where it reveals, oh, well, all those chapters were this person recounting their past. Yeah. But, yeah, at this point, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Even if you're not an expert, I love hearing, you know, different perspectives and everything. I don't think anyone is really an expert, you know. It's all opinions. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. If you are on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. And check out patreon.com/BennyKill709 or buymeacoffee.com/BennyKill709. Either of these places will allow you to support me, BennyKill709, or whatever the heck it is that I do here. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your time zone.